a brief video with updates to my knitting. I have completed the back panel of Michelle Wang's Rowe cardigan, and I have made no progress on the pullover jumper that I've been working on, but I did purchase buttons. And while I was on vacation, I had this with me and I'd worked on it some, and I was contemplating how I would steek it into a cardigan rather than keep it as a pullover. Haven't made up my mind completely. I thought I would first knit the sleeves, but I did want to start shopping for buttons. I thought I might locate some buttons at a store, but they didn't have any in stock in quantities I needed, so I pretty much made a $35 button haul from Etsy. Now these buttons are plastic, and although I don't love plastic, they are very lightweight. And you can just imagine that these, I don't think that these are the exactly right project for these buttons. They're the largest buttons of those that I've purchased, or equally as large as others. But the thing that I really liked about these was the little pentagram in the very center. I thought that was really cute, and the pretty little kind of floral star. So I'm saving these for a future project. I think that they might be a perfect match for something like this. Oh my god, I love that so much. So I'll have to make a cardigan with that DK weight yarn as well. Now, I pretty much have two choices. One is big buttons or small buttons. And so of the big buttons, we have these. I really love those. I think this is a decent size, especially for a DK weight yarn. These other buttons are borderline too small. However, I think that if I have several buttons on the garment, it might not matter that they are as small and delicate as they are. I'm going to knit after I knit the sleeves and I know how much yarn I have left, I'm gonna knit a swatch with a buttonhole and kind of swatch my buttonhole techniques, so that I know that these buttons will hold a cardigan closed with, you know, a single stitch buttonhole. These are probably my favorite, and I kind of knew it from the start. These were the first buttons that I put into my shopping cart. My nails are filthy because I've been in the garden. I can't believe I didn't scrub my hands clean before recording, but thank you for not judging me. Yes, I love these delicate little floral buttons, and they would be so nice with this kind of dusty rose mohair silk. And then these are a little bit more basic button. They're all like a metal type, which means that they're a little heavier than a plastic button. At least when you're talking about the bigger ones, I can see them really weighing down one side of the cardigan if they're not spaced kind of with 3 inches or so between them. That might be a little bit too heavy for this weight of fabric, although it seems like it could work. These buttons are similar to those, but smaller. I just thought they were so cute. They're a little darker. I don't know if they're the right match for the color of this garment. Right now I'm leaning towards these and potentially these, which is kind of nice because I'll have an option depending on the size I prefer based on the swatch. So that's how I choose buttons, is I buy all of them and then I bring them home to compare to the fabric. As I build my stash of yarn, I'm really starting to build a stash of buttons so that I can turn all of my future sweaters into cardigans, because I really do get just so much more wear out of a cardigan, which I can button up and essentially wear as a pullover if I wanted to. You know, you can just search Etsy for vintage buttons and find so many things out there. I could link to the store I purchased these from below just to give you that direct resource. If you're interested, stick around and check out some footage I took of my front yard garden. I am so happy with the way it's turning out. It is currently a work in progress. But first I want to share with you all what I got from Knitcrate this month. Last month I did get the Vida Lana Mirage sock. I forgot to share this with you all. I am so sorry, but it is a 50% superwash merino, 35% bamboo, and 15% nylon. I have not yet worked with this. I did not hesitate to cake up this pretty neutral color though, this gorgeous cream, and this is the Indulgent sock. and it is a 60% superwash merino, 20% camel, 20% nylon fingering weight yarn. If I'm going to get a single skein of yarn, it's gonna be made into a sock eventually. I'm not a huge sock knitter, you all know that, but that's what I signed up for with Knitcrate. They give you a little tchotchke too. I think this is a great gift for someone you know who maybe their preferences are just unknown, and it's just one way to send something in the mail. That's a nice little surprise. They do send patterns for knitters and crocheters that you can download and check out. I love that they're saving paper by making it all digital like that. And there is a coupon code in the description box if you want to use that. It does support me in a small amount, but if you're thinking about signing up through Knitcrate, you can use that coupon code and I'll get a little kickback and you'll save 20% off, I think, your first month. So check that out if you're interested, and look at my garden. I have a lot of volunteer squash that came of the compost that I spread for the tomato plants that we have growing here in the municipal space and in the grassy area of our yard. I purchased a small sun gold tomato that I have here and a kind of like little cherry pear-shaped one that's also a yellow kind of variety. And then I planted from seed the larger ones you see. Those I don't know if they'll even ripen outdoors before the plants will need to come down, but these are the only variety that have really made it through late summer. I had 17 total plants out front and 17 cages, and over time a lot of them succumbed to some sort of bacterial thing in the soil that just made them wilt overnight. And so I tore them out and then I recut this bed here. You can't really see it from this angle, but it kind of starts over here. And I have a lot of bulbs coming that I'm going to plant in the fall to grow through spring. And it's this nice little bit of a wave shape across the front, and then I have the circle cut out under the red bud tree. So in the spring we'll have like a fuchsia type of color on that tree, and below I'm going to plant some type of bulb. I have a lot of things coming in the mail. The patch is very grassy because what I do when I cut these beds is I take a flat shovel and I kind of dig out the perimeter, and any grass that I'm removing from any bed area, I basically step it into the edge to make the edge nice and lush, but sometimes I kill the grass. It'll grow in eventually, and of course the grass will need to regrow where I root up these tomatoes here, but it's gonna be grass in the first 2 feet sort of the small little yard. I'm having fun planting into these beds. I have a bunch of random things here and there. In the back, that is a black-eyed Susan, hellebore, and a teeny heuchera. And I purchased those mums on vacation in Maine and brought them back with us. So they are doing really well. Some of them are even showing new growth since I planted them just about a week ago now. So I'm really excited to see how these continue to grow throughout the late summer and fall. And I'm going to be adding more plants to this area soon. I have quite a few daffodils and tulips and crocus, some hostas that I think will actually pop into the backyard, but maybe I'll have a few out here in the front for some color. And that is the front yard, y'all. Thanks for watching. This also is the status of my container garden. I purchased these, I think, in July, and they have exploded. I am currently propagating as many of these as I possibly can. You can see I'm trying to propagate this potato vine here, but this one in particular has some mealybugs that I need to take care of. So that is that. I'm gonna try to share some of these with friends and neighbors and replant them in the spring if I can keep them alive all winter. That is all for this week's episode. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you hit the bell, you will get notifications when I have new content uploaded. And if you want to find me on social media, my name is Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. If you have any questions at all, let me know in a comment below. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.